Hi, this is Mandy from Sunflowers and Doors. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to day one of Junk Journal Fix, the daily digital drop, which is a month of making with a giveaway. So this is part one of the November activities for the new Facebook group, and the Facebook group is Junk Journal Fix with Sunflowers and Doors. I will put a link to that in the description box below. We've got two events running for November. One of them is blind date with a book, and you will have to pop over to the Facebook group to have a look and see what that's all about. And the other one is the daily digital drop. And what we're going to be doing for this one is every day for the next 30 days, we will give you access to a free digital or two or three in some cases. And all you have to do is create something, anything of your choosing. So there is 3 tiers to the giveaway. You can create 10 things, 20 things, or all 30 things, and there's a different prize allocated with each of those kind of tiers. But pop over to the Facebook group and you will see all of the information in the events page. So for day one, this is the digital. Oh, I can't even show you the digital now because I've cut it all up. This was the digital for day one, but I literally have cut it all up, which was really silly. But I've cut it up ready to use. And it's a Japanese themed kind of digital. So we've got some fabulous Japanese themed images to work with. And today I'm going to do a project, and this project is inspired by Sunset Crafts and More. And again, I will put the link in the description box for the original video that inspired this make. So there's a couple of things we're going to need for this make. You don't have to have them, but I'm going to be using them for ease. I'm going to be using a scoreboard. If you don't have one, you don't need it. Okay, so it's not the the end of the world. I'm going to be using one of these tools here. Can't remember for the life of me what it's called. I think it's a sewing tool. But again, if you don't have that, this is it's a perforation. That's right, it's a sewing perforation type tool. If you don't have that, again, if you've got anything pointy, you can use that instead. So it's not a necessity. I'm also going to be using a punch, and I'm going to go with the 1-inch punch, round punch. But again, you can just get something with a circle in its shape, draw around it. Obviously a lot smaller than that, but literally pop it on your paper, draw around it and cut it out manually. So there's nothing you can't do if you haven't got the tools, if you know what I mean. So today we're going to be making some jumbo size tickets. I've got some bits and pieces that I'm going to be using possibly as part of the project. And I will attach those as a separate giveaway for today, just in case anybody wants to kind of follow along with the same type of project. So to start, I have got some craft card. So I've got some black craft card and I've got some brown, the standard craft card. And I have cut this down already. And I have literally just cut it down to 7 inches by 3.5 inches. So 7 inches in height, 3.5 inches in width, or thereabouts. I think I might have made a little bit of a faux pas with one of the measurements, but they're roughly what we're going with. And then I've also cut some of the paper out, and I'll give you the measurements for those later. And these are the leftover bits of card that I had, and I am going to try and use those as well. So I'll stop talking and we will get started. I think I'm going to make one of each colour for now, or possibly 2 of the black, 1 of the brown. And I am literally going to start by I'm going to crimp one of them. I think I will crimp one of them. This is my latest gadget and I love it. And a few people have said, how do you use it? How easy is it to use? And you literally pop your cards in here and you twist. It's a bit noisy, and you come up with a crimped version of your card. Now that will alter my measurements just a tad, so I might have to cut some of the other papers down, but it does give a really nice texture. So I'll perhaps try one with that and one without, and then one of the brown as well. So the first thing I'm going to do, as I said, I've cut my card to 7 inches by 3.5 inches. I'm going to lay my card on its side, and at 2 inches, I'm going to use my crimping tool to just put a little crimp, not a crimp, a perforation through there. Okay, so again, 2 inches. I'm going to put a perforation through there. Now, if you don't have a perforating tool, like I said, you can get a pokey, and you could literally just put your own little holes in. Got to have the patience of a saint, but it gives the same kind of effect. I'm going to use my crimping, perforating thingamybobby, but you can use a pokey tool, anything sharp, to give you the same effect. I'm doing that just for ease. So that is our 3 pieces of card. As I said, I may have to play with one because it's now going to be a bit shorter than the other. But there are 3 pieces of card. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to get my hole punch, and I am going to create a punch hole. Now, this hole punch does, some of them have like a grid, so you can see what's halfway and quarter way and all of that business. Mine doesn't, it's not posh. So I'm going to guesstimate, and I'm going to guesstimate halfway, and I am cutting, punching into the perforated line. I'm going to do the same over here, and I am eyeballing it, so it's not going to be perfect. So that gives me that shape. I'm now going to eyeball a 1/4 piece off the bottom and a 1/4 piece off the bottom. And like I said, these may not be perfect because I am just eyeballing. Now, when I watch Sunset Crafts and more do this, they didn't take a piece off the top corner, but I'm going to do that just because I like that look more. So we then end up with this kind of huge tickety shape, and I'm going to do that with all of these. I'm really trying to guesstimate here. I can't cut straight, so this is going to be interesting to see what this looks like. But like I said, I'm just eyeballing. If you do have one of those punches with the grid, then it will be so much easier. But it doesn't have to be perfect either, you know. And then finally, I'm going to do it on my brown one. And with this one, I'm only going to cut the bottom, not the top. Just so you can see the difference in kind of like the look. Okay, so that's the one there, and then that is the other one there, and then that one there is my crimpy one. What I'm then going to do is I cut my papers, and I have cut these down to 4 3/4, so 4 by 3/4, and these should go in here, but I don't know that they're going to fit. I think I might have cut them to, yeah, so I might have to take these down a bit more, but we'll have a look. We'll have a look, yeah. And then I have also cut some bottom pieces, or top pieces rather, that will go on the top here, okay. But what we do have to do is we have to, let's decide on what we're going to use. We're going to go with those. And I'm going to go so that they're all the same. I'm going to do the same cut with all of them. So I'm cutting the quarter piece off each of these corners. That's my starting point. And then if I get it wrong, I might have to revisit my measurements. But hopefully it'll work. And then there. So what that should then do is that should, in theory, fit in here. It does, but it's probably a tiny bit taller than I would have liked. So I'm just going to take a little bit off my top. Like I said, I can't cut straight for toffee. And I'm going to take a little bit off my bottom. And that will then probably fit in there better. Yeah, so that fits in there like that. You can sew around it before you put it in. You can sew around it after you put it in. You can do whatever you want to do to decorate it. And then this is going to go up the top. So again, I'm going to cut this. One, two, three. Oops, daisy. 4. And that will be going on here, like that. Okay, so I'm going to grab some wet glue, just because I'm going to have to be moving this around just to get it where I want it. That is about right. And same with this one. You can ink around the card if you want to, but because it's so dark anyway, and I got the black background, I'm not going to worry about that too much. Okay, so that'll be the one. Now you could leave that as it is because it looks absolutely fabulous, and I might, but let's crack on and do the others now before we decide what we're going to do. Now this one I'm going to still take a little bit, but I'll do 2 together. I'm going to take a little bit off the top and a little bit off the bottom again on these 2. So take my measurements with a pinch of salt, because they should have worked, but they're not quite right. But a lot of that will be to do with the punch pieces as well. No. Okay, so I definitely love it on the black more than I do on the brown. but it's interesting to see what the different looks will be. So okay, and then the top one as well, I need to cut these off again. These would look pretty cool stitched around, but as I said, it's, you know, go with what you wanna, how you wanna decorate them. If it wasn't on a black background, I would have definitely inked the pages so that they would have stood out more, but there is no need on this background. Okay, so that goes there. So that's one, that's two. Now with this one, I'm going to get, I should have some black ink somewhere. Now what should do there. And I should have a black dauber here. So I'm just going to go around the edge on this one just to darken it a bit. Like that. I'm going to cut my top piece, but I'm only cutting the bottom two pieces on this because I left the top square. Do you know what? I love this black soot. I just absolutely adore the look. It's like a real, I don't know, it's like a soft, oh, I don't know, like a, almost like a soft chalk type look. I just love it. But I don't get to use it enough because I don't tend to play with a lot of blacks. So it's nice to play with something different. Okay. Oops. So I'm going to pop that one. There. That. And this one. And here. Like that. So there's my three pieces so far. Like I said, that one, I just love it as it is. It's not really, don't necessarily have to do anything else with that, do you? It's, it does look really cool as it is, but there we go. So there's my three pieces there. What I am going to do though is I am going to put a little bit of decoration perhaps on these two just to see what it would look like. Now I have printed some different bits and pieces here, and as I said, I will make them available to you, just so that you can play along if this is something that you're interested in doing. Okay, so I'm going to start by just cutting some pieces. I'm going to cut a couple of different sizes because I haven't decided yet what I want to do with them or how I want to work with them. So we'll try a couple of different things. Okay, so if I go with, say, there for that one, like that, and then there's the other one underneath. So, okay, so I'm going to take this one a little bit smaller. So perhaps if I go 2.5 by 2.5 for this one. Okay, and for this one, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to go 2.5 by 2.5. And then I'm going to grab my leftover cardboard pieces and I'm going to back these onto that. There's method in my madness, honestly. So I'm going to pop that there. Like that. And I'm going to do the same with the brown. Oh, I might go for a different look with the brown. I'm going to put that in here anyway, just because I've done it, but I might go with a slightly different look. So, I'm going to cut these out. I'm cutting double of everything at the moment. Okay, so there's one there. And then one there. Okay. What I'm going to do with this one is this I'm going to glue on here like this, and I'm going to have it as a pocket. So I'm going to glue Do you know what? I'm glad I'm not the only one. I've been seeing people struggle with these things dreadfully. And I kind of think that I'm the only one, but it's like the tips, they just get clogged. It doesn't help. The weather's quite cold, so it makes my glue go a little bit stiffer. But it's going to get to the point, I think, where I'm going to have to stop using glitter glue, or at least decant it into a different type of thingamybobby. So that's there. And we've got a pocket here. Okay. Where is my... Oh, there it is. That's my black one there. So I'll come back to that in a minute. I'm now going to, I think... Okay, so I think I'm going to go with this one here for the one. And I am not measuring this, I'm just getting the image that I want in the frame. So we'll go with that. Oopsie daisy. And I may have to cut it down a bit more. I probably will have to cut it down a bit more. So let's cut some of the top off. Doesn't matter that we're cutting a bit of her hair, because she'll still look beautiful. Okay, so I think that'll be an okay size for what I want for the one. And the other one, did I say I was going to go with that? Oh no, I think I'm going to kind of go back to this one here. But again, I'm going to cut it a bit smaller. You may have to play around with these when you print them. I had to play around with my printer quite a bit to get the size I wanted. And even then it's a bit big. So you'll have to play. I think I printed these, I don't know, 50% less, something like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to back this one on here, but I am going to go around this just because it's quite bright. So I'm going to go around here just to take some of that brightness away. And I'm going to just grunge that a little bit more. This is going to go on here. I still haven't done what I was going to do with that one. I was going to go with a different look for that, so I may still do that. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. So with this one, all I want to do, I don't really want to cover that image either. I don't want to cover the image, but I'm going to cover the... It's a beautiful image, isn't it? It just seems like such a shame to cover it. But I'm going to go, I think, like this, just to give us a little bit more drama. I am going to cut this because I want to use something on top of there. Let me have a quick look. Okay, so I bought a load of these, and don't ask me where I got them from because I can't tell you. But I do really like them, and I think I have no idea what they say. I wish languages was a talent, but it's probably my worst area of learning. I'm wondering if that will fit in there. That's not a bad size. Oh gosh, this is crazy. So that'll go on there like that, and I'll just cut that end piece off. So that is okay. So with this one, excuse me, I'm not going to, what's the word? I'm not going to create a pocket or anything like that. I'm going to grab some of this stuff, and again, it's just packaging I had with something. And I, excuse me, I'm going to cut a couple of pieces like that, and then a bit more like that. I am going to glue this on the back of my pieces here, and I'm going to do the same over here. Like that. And I'm also going to do a little bit for this. And the reason being is I just want them raised slightly. So I don't want the flat. I want it very textured, and so I'm going to pop one here like that, and I will flatten it a bit because I can. I'm going to pop this one on here like that, and again I'm going to just squash that down for a minute, and then I'm going to pop this one on top like that. If it's upside down, I'm so sorry. Like I said, I don't necessarily well, I have no idea what they're saying, so just looking to see if there's anything here that I could, yeah, I think I'm going to go with that. So I'm going to pop this one, even though it's not Japanese. And I'm just going to pop that under there, like that. Way too much glue on that. Let's just straighten it. Okay. And I'm just going to really give it a flat. I've got that actually, that might work. Because I don't want it to be stupidly sticking out. And this stuff does flatten quite well. Okay, so that is the one. And you can see the different, the layers element of that. Love that. Love, love, lovely. This one here, we've got a pocket. I was going to use that, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to use a bit more of this. It feels like such a shame to rip it, but it's almost got like a fabric-y feel to it. I'm going to keep that because I will definitely use those scraps. So I might, just to give us some texture there. Oh, I love that. Love that. Love it, love it, love it. I think I'm going to do another thing on the top for this. But with this one, I'm not going to, not going to have it popping up. I'm just going to have it flat on the surface. Okay, so, oh, there's two pieces there cut through. Oh, see. Not a good look, Mandy Reid. so fragile, this paper as well, but it's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. More should dry. Just kind of a bit off there and a bit off there, and perhaps a bit more off here, and that'll go. There's a bit of a, even though that's not at all straight, I don't like that actually. I wonder if what that would look like. No, maybe not. Maybe not. I do want to get a ticket though that I can pop in that pocket. There, like that. Okay, so I do want to add a little bit of something there, and then perhaps, so much of this paper, Japanese paper stuff, writing paper, it's stunning, but like I said, I'm not really sure where I got it from. But I am glad I'm starting to use it. And as you can imagine, I'm just improvising now because I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. Now, it might be nice to try and get, because we covered her over in the first one, I think it might be nice to try and get some of that image on here. And again, I haven't cut it straight. I can't cut straight for toffee. For toffee. Take a tiny bit more off the end. And I am just talking to myself. So feel free to ignore the waffle. Okay. So if I have that as like a little bit of texture, which I think I'm going to, well, I'm going to now just because I've cut it and I don't want to not use it. That would be a shame. And I'm going to have that sticking out there on the side. And then I'm going to pop this on here like that. And we're still going to go with, that's so unstraight. That's really going to bother me. Really, really going to bother me. But I think it's because I cut the other paper underneath it and straight. And straight's not a right word, is it? I'm not even sure it's a word. Do we want that there? Or do we want it up here? I think that looks quite nice there, even though it covers part of the picture. So do we really want that there? Do we? Or the other thing we could do is have that as a tab there or there. No, I don't like that. I'm not going to use that. Don't like it. But I would like to put something else up there, perhaps some fabric. Some black. I don't know if I've got any black. Let me have a look. I do have some black. I think that's going to be too wide. So it might be, let's cut a piece of this off. I'm singing, I don't know who sings that, Boyzone or somebody, or Take That or somebody. I heard something on the radio today, and that's all that's been going around in my head. Do you know what? Why not? I generally use Fabri-Tac for fabric, so I don't know why I've just used our glitter glue, but hey ho. I'm just going to cut that. There. There. I could. No, I still don't like that. It's like I'm trying to make a piece fit that doesn't fit. I don't know. It adds something. It's not my favourite. I'm not a lacy person as a rule, but it does add something different. So there's the plain one, which just, I think the image talks for itself, so I don't think you need anything else. If you want to back it with some, you can use some of the actual craft cards you've got left over or whatever. If you want to turn it into a journal card, then you can do that. You can add your eyelet and some lace or string or ribbon, whatever, but I don't think I'm going to. I just like the simplicity of that. This one is definitely my favourite. I absolutely love it. I love the layers. I love the, well, I just love it. I love everything about that one. And then this one here, like I said, perhaps not so much my favourite. Still not sold on the old lace. But hey ho. And with this one, we've turned that into a pocket there. We have got the back where you can write as a journaling spot on that one. So they are three very different looks, but they are all part of the same jumbo size tickets. I actually had a lot more fun with this idea than I thought I was going to. So I can see a lot more of these in my future. But I really did enjoy that. So a huge thank you to Sunset Crafts and More for the inspiration. As I said, I will link their video below. But I hope you enjoyed the freebie. I will pop all of the other bits, all of the other components on as another freebie in the events page of the Facebook group. So if you're interested in those, then you can get your hands on those as well. But I'll leave it there. Other than that, 3 jumbo size tickets. Yeah, really pleased with how they turned out. Love to know what you think. Please, by all means, pop a comment in the comment section below. If you're not a subscriber, it really would be appreciated, and a like and engagement in the post goes a long way. So thank you all for your support. I've got a couple more days planned for the daily drop, a couple of different examples on the types of things you can make. And I think some of the other girls in the Facebook group will be doing the same. So hopefully there'll be lots of sharing of ideas and inspiration where you, we'll have fun joining in with us. So yeah, I'll stop waffling now, leave it there. Until next time, as always, stay safe, be well, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.